Good morning, everybody, and a warm welcome to our respected principal madam, who is the guest of honor. And today's webinar is on improving communication skills. The resource person, Dr. JVN Mallikarjuna, is here. I welcome him heartily, and I welcome the senior faculty, our principal madam, students, and friends. A very good morning to you all. Now I request our principal madam to say a few words.
Okay, thank you, Bangla. Thank you, madam. First of all, students, అందరూ వచ్చారమ్మా, అందరూ ఉన్నారనుకుంటాను. సో చక్కటి ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ పైన భాషణ నైపుణ్యాలు అంటారు. సో భాషణము భూషణం అంటారు. సో మీ కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ ని ఎట్లా డెవలప్ చేసుకోవాలి, రిలేషన్స్ ని ఎలా మెయింటైన్ చేసుకోవాలి, సంబంధాలను ఎలా పెంపొందించుకోవాలి అనే విషయాలపైన ఈ చక్కటి ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ లెక్చర్ ఈ సమయంలో మనకు అందిస్తున్నటువంటి ఇంగ్లీష్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ హెడ్ ఆఫ్ ద డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అనితా అబ్రహం గారు మరియు బంగ్లా మేడం అండ్ సుచిత్ర మేడం కి మొట్టమొదట అభినందనలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. ఈ సమయంలో మన కోవిడ్-19 పీరియడ్ లో మనకు తనవంతు బాధ్యతగా మనం అడిగిన వెంటనే మనను ఈ ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ లెక్చర్ కి అంగీకరించినటువంటి సిటీ కాలేజ్ నుంచి వచ్చినటువంటి మన అతిథి మల్లికార్జున గారికి కూడా నేను ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటున్నాను సార్. మీరు ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని మీరు చక్కగా మా పిల్లలకి అందిస్తారని ఆశిస్తున్నాను. వాళ్ళ యొక్క భవిష్యత్తులో వచ్చినటువంటి ఈ పరిణామాలు ఎప్పుడైతే జరుగుతున్నాయో వాటి వల్ల మనము దూరం ఎక్కువైపోయింది. కానీ ఈ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అనేది మనల్ని అందరినీ ఒక వేదిక పైన మళ్ళీ దగ్గరగా చేర్చిందని అనుకుంటున్నాను. సో ఇటువంటి క్లిష్ట సమయంలో కూడా ఈ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ పైన మీరు వచ్చినందుకు మేము చాలా సంతోషపడుతున్నాను సార్. కాలేజ్ తరఫున మరియు మా స్టాఫ్ తరఫున మీకు కృతజ్ఞతలు అందజేస్తున్నాను. నేను ఈ సమయంలో ఎక్కువ సమయం తీసుకోవడం కూడా బాగుండదు అనుకుంటాను. మీరు ఇంకా మీ యొక్క ఉపన్యాసాన్ని మా పిల్లలకి అందించి వాళ్ళ లక్ష్యాన్ని ఛేదించుకుని సాధించుకునేటట్టుగా మీరు ప్రయత్నం చేస్తారేమో, వాళ్ళకు ఎక్కువ మీరు మోటివేట్ చేసి వాళ్ళ దిశానిర్దేశం చేస్తారని కోరుకుంటున్నాను సార్. నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను ఇంగ్లీష్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ తరఫున. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, madam. I now request our head of the department, Ms. Anita Abraham, to give the opening remarks.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Department of English, it's my privilege to thank our principal, madam, Dr. Sukanya Garu, for giving us permission to conduct this webinar, and our resource person, Dr. JVN Mallikarjuna Garu, for readily accepting our invitation to host this webinar for us at such short notice. My heartfelt gratitude to my two colleagues and the pillars of the English department, Bangla madam and Suchitra madam. We work as a team and we pride ourselves in it, and thank you for all the support, because it is a big department, and all the things that we do together, we have always done together, and I hope we continue to do things like this together for years to come. This is a first for all of us. We have never done a webinar before, and so we are all very excited. And I thank all the support that has come from our principal ma'am. She readily agreed and gave us permission to do it. The Commissionerate for giving us this opportunity to conduct e-learning for the last 20 days now, and then encouraging us to do student seminars and webinars, and all my dear students who have been so patiently logging in at 12 and 1 when the English classes are there, because it's prime lunch time in the middle of the day. But you all have been so good for the last 20 days, and welcome, and thank you again, Mallikarjuna sir and principal ma'am, for joining in. I know you are very busy. You are busy making bills, and you have administrative responsibilities. Thank you for taking time and joining in. And Mallikarjuna sir, thank you for accepting our invitation. And dear students, I hope you will benefit from this lecture, because a very senior expert in communication skills is delivering our webinar today. Thank you so much. And now Ms. Suchitra ma'am will introduce our resource person for the day.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Respected Principal, Dr. Sukanya Garu, Head Department of English, Ms. Anita Abraham, Madam, Senior Faculty, Department of English, Ms. Bangla Bharti, Madam, our guest today, Dr. Mallikarjun, Sir, colleagues, and my dear students, good afternoon. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker this afternoon, who is going to talk to us on improving communication skills. This is a skill that everyone needs to hone. Effective communications are fundamental to success in many aspects of our life. People with good communication skills usually enjoy better interpersonal skills with higher officials, colleagues, friends, and family. Therefore, learning how to improve your communication has many benefits. Our speaker this afternoon will share a few tips on improving communication skills. To speak on the topic, we could think of none other than Dr. J.V.N. Mallikarjun, Sir, who has the ability to galvanize the students. Dr. Mallikarjun Sir's career has taken it through 25 years of teaching experience, administering and publishing research papers in various journals. He achieved his doctorate in literature from Osmania University. Besides, he has been training students in spoken English for 20 years at Ramakrishna Mutt. Dr. Mallikarjun Sir has served as in-charge principal at Bhavans College Arts and Science, Narayanguda. Presently, he is the head department of English at Garment City College, Hyderabad. Please join me in welcoming our speaker, Dr. Mallikarjuna Sir. Thank you, sir, for joining us. The time is all yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Dr. Sukanya, ma'am, the principal, Ms. Anita Abraham, HOD, Dr. Suchitra Singh, Ms. Bangla Bharati, my colleague, classmate, friend, and all, and other faculties and students who have joined with me. And indeed, it's a pleasure. Indeed, it's a privilege for me that I've been invited for a webinar with a short notice. Actually, yesterday, around 5 o'clock, Bangla just informed me that would you be able to talk on improving communication skills? I said, actually, I didn't give any thought to it. I said readily, yes, I would. Because I've been handling, spoken English classes for RKMAT for quite a long time, for the past 20 years and all that. So with that experience, I thought, why shouldn't I give this exposure to some other students who are going to be benefited by this platform? So thank you so much for saying all kind words about me and all. All right. So dear students, today, the topic of the webinar is improving communication skills. If you just look at the term communication, why this word communication is given a special status? Because, see, very often we find some people presenting so well, sharing so well, expressing their ideas so better than they can really do it. So very often we feel that, what is the vocabulary? What is the power of expression and all that? Why? What is that special thing that they have is communication skills. Actually, what is the purpose of a language, if you see? The purpose of a language is to communicate. Fine. Then, what is communication? Communication actually is a term which is derived from the Latin term communicare, which means sharing. See, we have emotions, feelings, ideas, thoughts, and all. How are we going to exchange our ideas to somebody? See, we have introverts, we have extroverts. We have different types of people. Some of them have got emotions, so much of emotion they have, but they're not able to express due to some, inhibitions and impediments and all that. So, why should we learn these communication skills separately? Let us take our mother tongue Telugu. Did we really struggle ever to learn these communication skills? Did we ever attend any institutes? Did we ever go to any institutes to be taught by any teachers for communication skills and all that? No. Coming to our mother tongue, we are so comfortably expressing. So if you just look into that scenario, how are we able to speak so well? How are we able to express so well in our mother tongue? Because we've been exposed to this particular language right from our childhood, even before we took a birth in the womb. status only, we were exposed to some kind of hearing and listening. So right from that time onwards till now, we've been exposed to so many terms, words, expressions, so many other things. Thereby, we find it quite easy to express. Whereas coming to, say, for example, a foreign language, especially English language, most of the students are finding it very difficult to express in English because they do not have this exposure, number one. They don't have people around speaking in English. That is one major problem that they are facing. And besides that, what happens is that they are not exposed to English very much because, see, they don't have the habit of reading, they don't have the habit of listening, they don't have the habit of speaking in English. That's why, see, the communication, if you see, it is very, very, funny to know that this communication is of two kinds. One is oral, one is verbal, the other is non-verbal. You will be surprised to know that non-verbal communication go to the to the extent of 93%. So only verbal communication, 7% we are trying to express through our words. So we are struggling actually to express those ideas to the tune of only 7%. 93% of the non-verbal communication has been gifted to us already by God. So out of which you can say 53% is body language. I mean, the way you move your body, you raise your eyebrows, you nod your head, your gestures, postures, your movements, your various other moments, facial expressions, eye contact, all these come into picture. So students have to know that we don't have to worry about communication at all because already 93% has been already gifted to us by God. So how to gain this? Of course, man is a social animal. We have to copy. We have to look at people. We have to understand how people are really expressing their thoughts, how they are expressing their ideas, how they are keeping their body language. See, sometimes we say that, we say that he is overacting. Because when we feel that he's overacting, we are able to feel that his body language is so much than actually is needed. But some people try to express the most, I can say, through body only. They use very, very little number of words and as a symbolism, and mostly they use only body language. That's why 53% I can say is body language and 38% is, vocal. Vocal means the tone, stress, intonation, accent, the way you utter a word is very important. See, most of us, we are able to speak, we are able to see so many people speaking in English, but at times we wonder whether they are speaking English or Telugu or Hindi or whatever, because they cannot really do away with the mother tongue interference. While speaking English language, they try to speak English just like they speak their mother tongue. If they don't modulate their voice, if they don't keep up the good accent, it doesn't sound like English at all. So while we are speaking any language, we should try to understand the pronunciation, the accent of that particular language, for which what we need is we have to get exposed to that language through listening, through reading, and that is very, very important. Before attempting to speak any language, we must listen to that language so much. That's why I can say that, in order to improve communication skills, what we need is one must actually improve certain skills like listening skill, speaking skill, writing skill, and reading skill. L, S, or W we call it. So these are very, very important skills which everyone must look at, must try to imbibe. So especially listening and reading, I can say, are receptive skills. You receive these skills from somebody else. Say maybe a writer, maybe a speaker, maybe a teacher, maybe from a book, maybe from an audio source or whatever. We try to receive these skills, especially listening and also reading. Whereas the other, I can say, writing and also speaking are productive skills. When you say productive, we are trying to produce So only when you are good at listening and reading, then only you'll be able to speak and write. So that's why it is essential for us to learn the importance of LSRW skills, especially the purpose of listening. If you just look at listening, actually before trying to listen properly, you cannot attempt to speak any language properly. So you should know what that language is all about. What is the structure of that language? What is the tone of that language? How to express ideas in a particular structure, the syntax, and all that we should know. So before attempting to speak and write a language, we have to get exposed to listening and also, I can say, reading. So first, if you look at listening, listening, I can say, is a very, very important thing. Listening is to acquire. See, there are two terms I can say. One is hear, the other is listen. See, hear is an involuntary process of taking something inside without any attention to it. Say, for example, I hope you are all listening to me now. While attempting to listen to me, you are also able to listen to certain other sounds which you may not pay attention to it, but you cannot avoid them because maybe the sound of a bird or a sound of a vehicle or sound of something around for which you are not paying any attention to it, but still it is receptive, it's going into your mind. That is called hearing. Hearing is a process, an involuntary process which happens to us, but we do not pay any attention to it. Whereas listening is a kind of thing, which we do voluntarily in order to absorb something, in order to understand something from that material. That's why listening plays a very, very vital role in understanding a language. Especially what happens is while trying to listen to somebody, maybe a speaker, maybe a teacher, maybe an audio, maybe a TV anchor, maybe a discourse or a spiritual discourse or whatever, whenever you are trying to listen, what is that you have to do? Is first thing that you have to do is you have to put into the shoes of that speaker. You have to really try to listen to him. It is possible only when you get into his shoes, because listening is the most important of all the interpersonal skills, I can say. Of all the interpersonal skills, listening is very, very important. And also it is the foundation for a very, very strong relationship with others, maybe at home, maybe at a workplace, maybe at educational place, maybe with a higher up or anywhere while you are, I can say, interacting. If you don't listen to properly, say for example, you are interacting with your boss or your boss is giving some instruction. If you don't pay attention to it properly, if you don't listen to it properly, what happens is there will be a gap. Thereby, there may be so many problems. That's why, say for example, I'm going to give you certain examples regarding the importance of listening. Say for example, when you go to the doctor, suppose the doctor does not have the skills of listening, then what happens is he'll fail to prescribe you the proper medicine. So you should be able to present yourself so well about the symptoms that are existing, that are really, troubling you. And the doctor should be able to listen to all your symptoms and decipher them and understand them properly in order to give the proper medicines for you. Maybe a therapist, I can say, even professionals. Suppose you go to a psychologist before you go to a counselor. If it doesn't listen to your problem properly with proper attention and all that, you'll not be able to understand what the problem is. Thereby, the solution cannot be found. So that's why it is very, very essential for us to inculcate proper listening skills. So unfortunately, most of us cannot really, stand most of the time listening. Because say, for example, when you listen to half an hour, when you listen to 1 hour for somebody, if you're asked to write or if you are asked to repeat what you have listened to that person, probably you'll end up, explaining or just saying within 2 to 3 sentences and all that. Because our listening is so poor that we are not able to really repeat everything that he has said. So that's why listening is a skill. So that's why there are two types of listening skills. One is informal, that I have already told you that in the form of here. The other is critical listening. Critical listening is very important in order to say, for example, what you have to listen to. Say, especially from the point of students, if I want to say how they are going to be benefited by listening. Say, you have to choose a role model, maybe a TV anchor, maybe a news reader, maybe a teacher, maybe somebody who speaks so well. You feel that he speaks so well. How to listen to him? What to listen to him? See, you have to, right from first, what you have to do is you have to scan him all through. Scan him all through means you have to observe his body language, how he is keeping up his body language, how he is changing his body language every minute to synchronize with his ideas. Okay, that is one thing. And what you have to see is, very importantly, you have to concentrate on his vocabulary. Vocabulary is a very, very important thing. It's, I can say, it's a device, it's a weapon through which, he can express all his ideas. So what we have to concentrate is, we have to concentrate on his vocabulary. What kind of words he's using, what kind of expressions he's using, maybe idiomatic expressions, figurative expressions, or figures of speech, or certain creative words, or poetic words, or kind of words that he is using. We have to listen very closely to him and see that every word that he uses goes into our mind. In case we are not able to understand any particular word, we should scribble somewhere and then refer to the dictionary for the proper meaning of that word. Then only our listening is complete. Otherwise, what happens is you don't listen to him properly. So body language is very important, vocabulary. Then you have to look at the syntax, the structure. How is he structuring the sentence? So see, each speaker has his own style of speaking. See, you are going to be a very innovative and creative speaker. Such kind of sentence may not have been formed by anybody till now in this world. We can't say you are going to be, your sentence is going to be first of its kind. We don't know how that sentence is going to come. So that's why we have to very closely observe what kind of sentences he's framing, what is the grammar he's using, the tense he's using, and the vocabulary he's using, and the tone he's using to express his ideas, and the intonation that he's keeping, the stress, the rhythm, the rhyme, and all that you have to listen to it. Listening doesn't mean that only to decipher the meaning. See, from the language point of view, we have to look at all these things. One is we have to look at body language, vocabulary, and language skills, structure, grammar, syntax, tone, intonation, and stress, rhythm, and so on. Then only I can say our listening is complete. Then, very importantly, what you have to do is, Bangla, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Bangla, how much time is left?
Time actually, we have till 12:40, but right now, because we've started early, there is 10 minutes time, 9 minutes to be precise.
Then quickly I'll move on to the other skills.
Okay, because 9 minutes, right. And even if it drops, Mallikarjun and the students, if it drops, join back again. Okay, take a break.
Sure. We'll log in. Okay. We'll log in. Sure. Definitely. Right. So, while listening, what should be our attitude? Very importantly, our attitude should be positive. Sometimes what happens when you are going to listen to a teacher, maybe a discourse, what happens is you try to judge a person beforehand. That's very bad. If you have any preconceived idea about a writer, about a speaker, you're not going to enjoy his speech at all. Don't have any kind of preconceived conclusions about his speech. Just have it as it comes. Try to enjoy it. Try to listen to it very closely. Be positive. Be willing to accept each and every word that comes from him, every creative sentence that comes from him, every thought that is released from his mind. Try to accept it, and don't be with a mind to answer something that will ask you how to prepare my mind to answer when suppose he asks something like this and all that. Nothing of that kind. Be optimistic. Be positive in your mind. Keep all your ears wide open to listen to him and concentrate purely on the language part. Then only you are going to be greatly benefited. And one more thing is that, especially in listening, choose diverse English. What happens is if you constantly listen to only one person, say our icon, I can say Anita Abraham. Anita Abraham ma'am has her own beautiful style of speaking. So you students might be listening to her for quite a long time, but don't end up only there. Just move on. Listen to some other speakers. See their style. See their vocabulary. When you are exposed to different speakers, you will be exposed to different vocabulary, different styles, different structures, different, a lot of creativity and all that comes. That's why keep changing your materials. Say, for example, don't listen and don't watch only regular programs on TV. Suppose you go to TV, you have news readers on BBC, CNN, Times Now, and various other channels that we have. Keep switching over from one channel to the other so that you will be exposed to different speakers and you can really copy, you can really learn a lot from their body language, from their accent, from their pronunciation, from their vocabulary and all that. So that's why choose a diverse English that is going to help us, so that variety of English we learn, different styles we learn, different programs if you see on radio, on TV, and different live programs if you see, you'll be greatly benefited. That's one thing. And predict audio content. Never TV shows, radio, pause after a very few sentences. Yeah, you have a facility, you can stop it there, try to analyze that sentence, understand it thoroughly. Suppose initially you may have some difficulty in understanding, pause there, there is no issue. You don't have to continue when you don't understand something. Just pause for a second, understand that thoroughly, and then move on, because the device in your own hand. So that's why give importance for listening. Only when this receptive skill listening is developed, then what happens is you will know how to express. From listening comes speaking, and from reading comes writing. So that's why this intonation and stress, I'm repeating all this, pronunciation, body language, vocabulary, and all that we are going to learn from this. And then next comes for us is reading, I can say. Why reading is very important? Unfortunately, most of us do not have the habit of reading these days, especially because of the social media, I can say, or because of TV, computers, and all that. Lot of time we are spending watching programs and all that. Whereas previously, in those days, we used to read a lot. Our leisure time, our in free times, what we used to do was a lot of time we used to spend in reading only. So while reading, once again, you are going to be greatly benefited. See, in reading, you will learn written language. In listening, you will learn spoken English. People who are interested in learning spoken English have to concentrate more on listening. And coming to reading, what happens is you are going to find kind of sentences which are helpful for you for writing. So especially reading books of literature. Of course, we have so many materials. There is nothing like, if you ask me strictly, so what to read, how our language will improve by reading what. So there is endless list, I can say. To begin with, we can start reading a newspaper. Newspaper reading is a wonderful habit which really improves our English like anything. For beginners, what we usually do is we prescribe them Deccan Chronicle, Indian Express, Times of India, like that. And for the intermediate and advanced level students, we prescribe them, the Hindu. Because to begin with, if you start with the Hindu, you will be disappointed because the language is going to be high-flown language, complex, vocabulary is too high. And what happens initially when you read, you can't decipher, you can't understand anything, you will get disappointed. Thereby, what happens is sometimes you may give it up. So that's why in order to encourage students to learn better, we ask them to read, with Times of India, wonderful newspaper, I can say, Indian Express and all that. Then how to read? Many people do not know how to read. They simply take a newspaper, they just read headlines or read some, here and there, and they say that I have read the newspaper. It's not like that. I can say that if you want to finish off reading a newspaper, probably it will take 1 week for us, 1 day newspaper, if you want to read from the beginning till the end. That's the story. But at least we must read the materials which are of very important for us, which are of a lot of significance for us. That's why in reading, we have a word called read between the lines. Read between the lines means read something closely or deeply in order to understand the deeper meaning of every sentence and every word used there. See, while reading a newspaper, what we have to do is simultaneously we have to maintain a notebook, because there may be so many words which we do not know. You have to go on jotting down, scribbling down all the new words, new sentences, new formations, whatever that you come across. And then you have to later refer to the dictionary for the proper meanings of the words contextually in relation to that particular context. Once again, you have to get back to that context and try to understand in what particular context that particular word has been used. Then what happens? Then only your reading is complete. You'll be able to understand in what context that word is used and the further examples of that word, and you have to learn how to use that word. See, it is not only deciphering, it's not only understanding how he has used it. You should be able to use that word next time in your own. That's why it must become your active vocabulary. From passive vocabulary, it must be turned into, hello?